A great big play. Controlled time of possession. They've done that, but they haven't gotten enough out of the time of possession. Play mistake-free. They did turn it over in their own territory.
Second half is underway. Preston to the 25-yard line, where the Seminoles will put it in play. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, the turning point for Georgia Tech may have been in the first quarter when Charles Wiley had that fumble. And that's somewhat of a surprise for Georgia Tech because fumbling is one thing that the team works on with an apparatus known as the blaster. Now, what the blaster is, it's got arms on it, tries to replicate a defender trying to strip the ball. Both he and Williams, CJ, both practice it all day. In practice, if they drop the ball in practice, it's 10 more reps through the blaster. I don't know what happens if you drop it in a game. Is it 20, 30, 40? Got to wait till Monday.
Direct snapple and handoff to Warrick Dunn, and Dunn is hit at the 25-yard line.
Jimmy Clements, 28. He flashes into play, Brad. And George O'Leary, the head coach at Georgia Tech, told me these two young outside linebackers, Jimmy Clements and Keith Brooking, are two solid guys to build a great defense around in the future.
Downfield, incomplete. Now it is third down and 11.
Number 19, E.G.
See, now with this quick tempo, the defense does not get a lot of time to reorganize, get things called, get set up, concentrate on the formation that they're defensing, think about what they're going to do, and then wait for the snap. They've got to do that all in a split second. Florida's first half possessions, 11-play drive. That's what's there. Next one's touchdown in 3 plays. Own 27, 13 plays, touchdown. They throw the interception. They come back at 7 plays for a touchdown. They come 2 plays for a touchdown after the punt return. And finally, the punter comes in the game.
Now off the penalty, it'll make it second down and 16 yards.
Got 6 guys in the box. They're going to try to keep throwing the ball, I believe. Interception.
At the 19-yard line, Perriman dives in and grabs one.
See what they did then? They showed a zone, Brent, and went to man coverage. This is read by Danny Kanell. See everybody back showing loose coverage initially, and then they go to man, and he's jumping. They're playing him inside and outside, and he just baits him, just sits there and wait. He reads the pattern all the way. Real nice job by Nathan Perriman.
That's the second interception thrown by Danny Kanell here this afternoon. And now Georgia Tech playing with a very short field, and this could present an interesting opportunity for the Rambling Wreck here on its first drive from the 21-yard line. There's a penalty flag down on the play, thrown by the referee. That's Joe Ryder, who is our referee here today.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense.
Mel Bowers, the fullback for Georgia Tech right now. Omar Cassidy coming into the sideline with the play, along with Grant Bainham, tight end, number 86. First and 15. Ball just outside the 25-yard line. Williams gets 3 of the yards back before he is brought down by Darrell Bush.
You mentioned Darrell Bush. He told me this is the first game in a while he's really getting to play defense the way he likes to play defense, against the team that runs the football. So they get tired of these teams that throw all the time, and he likes to line up, read the offensive formation, anticipate the play, because his game is studying the opponent. He spends a lot of time evaluating tapes, but this game allows him to play middle linebacker as it's designed to play.
Second down and 13. Big toss, and they use Bowers, the fullback, who battles to the 18-yard line, but this is going to be third and long. Wadsworth, number 85, again there defensively for the Seminoles.
And this is what's hard to do, is to convert that third and real long. Wadsworth will be flashing from the right side of your screen, whipping the block right there of number 65, Michael Cheever, coming off there. Hard to block a nose guard all by yourself as a center. You'd like to get some help from your offensive guard if the defensive front will allow it.
Third and 9. Slot to the right. Middleton is the slot receiver.
Bring an inside backer.
Davis has to hurry. Gets away from traffic in pursuit. Throws incomplete. Middleton, the intended receiver, at the 5-yard line.
Good pressure inside, pushed him outside the pocket, and there are some quarterbacks you just soon not flush out of the pocket. He is one of them because he can throw so well on the run. Very mobile guy. The pressure comes from the inside. That's Cowart coming right up the middle. Peter Bulwer, 58, was on him right there. Now he's being chased from behind. But see, when you don't allow him to set up the throw after you pushed him outside, you've done a pretty good job of defense.
Chris Leone will come into the game. They were waiting now for Dexter Stallworth. Over was dash in and get the hole down there at about the 26-yard line. Helps to have that unless he was going to drop kick it. We hadn't seen Leone. Bangs this one on its way. No good.
That hurts. You've got to take those turnovers and turn them into points.
Georgia Tech comes up empty.
There are more than 77 million parents in America today. 77 million moms and dads, all doing the same thing, worrying about their kids. That's why you need Chevy Lumina, a car you can trust. Lumina offers an integrated child safety package. Few cars can offer your kids this protection, and no car in its class can offer it for the price of a Lumina. For 77 million of you, that's one less thing to worry about. That's genuine Chevrolet.
Just not Chili's till you light up the grill, and that means steaks, like our new Solano strip steak and new steak pico, smothered with onions, bell peppers, and 2 kinds of cheese. So round up the gang and herd them on down to Chili's. Chili's grills like no place else.
Shaving can strip away your skin's moisture, leaving it dry, burning. But now you can take the heat out of shaving with new Old Spice Soothing Gel, an amazing 2-in-1 gel that combines aftershave and moisturizer into one soothing formula. Try it. If you don't think this makes your face feel great, call 1-800-PROVE-IT for a full refund. Prove it to yourself. Try new Soothing Gel. Takes the heat out of shaving. And now you've got proof. Guaranteed.
Sunday. No need to crowd. There are plenty of new videos for everyone. So wash up. But don't miss a full hour of America's Funniest Videos Sunday on ABC.
Well, right after our football action, we will be sending you to Atlanta for Game 1 of the World Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Atlanta Braves. Right now, let's go down below to Jackaroo. Jack?
Well, Brett, Florida State University's had a long-standing and very positive relationship with the Seminole Indian Nation here in the state of Florida. And Mickey Diaz is the Miss Seminole Nation for 1995 and 96, and it's been a positive effect, the Seminoles' relationship with the university.
Yes, in some aspects it is positive, but in some other people's eyes it's not what they really want. But in my opinion, I feel that it's promoting our tribe, and we're getting more recognized from this school having the Seminole name.
Let's talk about it a little bit after we get to this play, because one of the things that the Seminoles do, Brent, is they design Chief Osceola's costuming, and they research it and they actually build it.
And on this play, we see Dunn coming around the left side, and right now let's send you back to Jack.
Mickey, so much negativism about the relationship of mascots using Native Americans. How does the Seminole tribe feel about their relationship, Chief Osceola, Renegade, and the term Seminoles here at Florida State?
Well, from what I've seen, there's a lot of positive attitude, because they feel that if, we're giving these, like just now I crowned the homecoming court, we're behind it, we're supporting it. It doesn't bother a lot of people, but some it does. But, there's more positive than there is negative.
Brent, I hope that puts a period on this whole controversy, if there is one in the state of Florida.
All right, Jack. Florida State with the ball at the 36-yard line. A first down right now. They lead it 28-10 as Georgia Tech is unable to capitalize on the turnover. Down on a bit of a cutback, gains only about a yard.
See, they're actually now going into some called running plays and staying with the run regardless of the defensive front. They don't do this often, but I think what's happening right now, Coach Bowden says, hey, let's get after it. Let's take them on physically and see if we just can't run the football. Now, I don't know how long it'll take them to change your mind, but Mark Richt, the offensive coordinator, real smart guy sitting up here in the press box making the decisions.
Second down. Kanell complete to midfield, and a first down, Florida State.
See, they run from that I formation, tight end, 2 wideouts. Then they come with a play action pass. Those linebackers eat up that play action pass. Puts Pearsall right down the hole. Play action freezes everybody right down the middle. Good throw. He almost threw it too late.
Offensive line continues to do an excellent job. The wide receivers are so skilled. That was Cooper. That's 8 more yards for the offense.
Andre Cooper.
They don't drop many balls. Cooper in practice has had 338 catches, 16 drops. That means he catches 96% of the balls. They chart everything these receivers do on the practice field. They don't drop the ball very often.
High snap. Right side, complete again, using the running back who's flared out, and he's out of bounds. There's a penalty flag down. That might be another face mask penalty. Dunn shaken up over there on the far side and down.
Here he is taking the ball. That's Rogers, number 50, reaching in there, and he grabs that face mask.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense.
And I think that's beyond the 5-yard line. I think that's a big one. Rogers is really a thug inside there in that linebacker position. The coaches say he's a tough guy. His dad played college football at Georgia in 1967, 68, 69. And so he's been around football all his life. He likes to get after people.
John Saunders, what do you got?
Brent, UCLA was down 21-7 at halftime, but quarterback Cade McNown, on what might have been a broken play, runs this one in for a touchdown, 11 yards, 21-14. Then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his second touchdown of the game. That's right, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his second of the game, 21 apiece. Brent.
All right, John, so UCLA and Stanford. Stanford enjoying a good season. They weren't expected to do a whole lot this year, but they have come on now. You can see our
Randy Orvis, the trainer, heads up the staff, a real good staff, bringing them over across the field. Boy, as a coach, when you look across the field and your #1 running back is down, it's hard for you to breathe. Brent, you're just sitting there, you're just waiting for some kind of an opinion from your trainers. And I know what's going through Bobby's mind right now. He's relieved. Had a nice visit with Warrick Dunn, and he's taken 17 credits this semester. 17 credits, and he said he's working his tail off.
Heisman race is wide open. 28-10. Florida State leading. Rock Preston checks into that tailback spot for the Noles. He's number 24, helps block. Oh, almost grabbed by Damon Harrell.
Damon Harrell's one of the few junior college transfers out of San Francisco City College. He went to high school in Miami, South Miami High School, but moves all the way back here out of junior college to play football. He knows where they throw the ball.
Second down and 10 for the Seminoles, who lead at 28-10.
Georgia Tech defensive coordinator Brian Baker is starting now to take the 6th man out of the defensive front and move him out as a pass defender in a little better position. That time they had 5 in the box, meaning 5 people in position to stop the run.
The report from the sideline is Dunn is suffering a bruised left hand. Well, end zone, Cooper, jump ball, incomplete, and that was a great duel between Perriman and Cooper.
Good coverage. And Perriman is only a junior out of Columbia, South Carolina. They both went up equally for this ball. Both get up in the air, way up there, way up there. Good concentration on both individuals' part. Did a good job.
Danny Kanell will put the ball down, and we'll see if Scott Bentley 5 for 11 for the year, but he missed 6 of his last 9, and he has missed again. Oh, what a problem they've got here in Tallahassee. It's unbelievable. They get 60 points a game, but the field goal kicker, oh, what a slump.
Oh, you didn't get tomatoes?
Nah, I've been in kind of a rut lately, you know. I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. Whopper, no tomatoes.
Change your pace.
Exactly.
Expecting a weave and you bob.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking zig, use egg.
Yeah.
You're a bold man.
The Whopper. It always tastes great because it's always fixed your way, with fries and a drink for just $2.99 every day at Burger King.
So, you out of your rut?
Believe I am.
You're rutless.
Enough with the ruts.
You've been ejected from the Rutmobile. No ruts, no glory.
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept. I'm giving it out there.
America's most complete source of auto parts, a national warranty program, and customer service only Napa can give. No wonder more people trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
The Workmate Shop Box has storage space inside and a unique clamping top on the outside, so it's an easier way to set up shop. The Workmate Shop Box from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
Shake it, no dandruff. You've got Selsun Power. Brush it, no flakes. You've got Selsun Power with Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it #1 over all leading brands. Dandruff problem? No way. You've got Selsun Power.
That's what the problem was. Scott Bentley told the reporter last week, I'm not being punished when I miss. I want to be punished. So he's punishing himself now. He leaves his helmet on and he's standing all alone over there.
He's mad at himself. I'm sure he's got a lot of pride.
So the Ramblin' Wreck comes up now. Coming out from the 20-yard line. And here is the toss to Rogers, who has checked in at that tailback spot. And Rogers with a nice burst, number 37. And, you know, it's interesting that Florida State still has not lost a conference game within the ACC. And Coach O'Leary spoke about that subject with us.
Well, I think the key is that, you know, Florida State has to get beat. And anybody that play outside the conference, I'm a Florida State fan. But within the conference, I basically hope each and every week that they play somebody that's an ACC team that beats them. And we need to get that done to solidify the conference. We really do, so it's not Florida State and everybody else.
Which is basically what it has been, and right now it's 28-10, Florida State leading again, and you can see the average score of their 28 conference victories, 45-12. Now remember, Bobby Bowden was wooed also by the Southeastern Conference. Remember that? Go back when teams were jumping around and seeking conference. Did he know? How smart is this man? He says, maybe not. Okay, let's try this other conference over here. He's no fool. 28-10. Georgia Tech trying to mount a drive. Davis sprinting, gets outside, has to keep it now, gets a first down, I believe. And we send you to John Saunders. What about Penn State and Iowa?
Well, Brent, you heard Coach O'Leary talking about it being Florida State and everyone else in the ACC. In the Big Ten, hey, anybody can win on a given day. This is Stephen Pitts, 24 yards up the middle against unbeaten Iowa. Then John Whitman with his 3rd touchdown run of the game is 24-17 Penn State. Brent.
Yeah, that's a dandy in Iowa City. Hayden Fry with a much stronger team than he's had the last couple of years. Joe Paterno now with the lead in that one. 1st and 10. Using the fullback Bowers, and he is to the 47-yard line.
See, they ran that play successfully in the first half. That fake the toss, give the belly play to the fullback back inside. But that time, Darrell Bush did not run out of that middle linebacker spot. He stepped up inside and filled it. Now, this guy's a very bright young man. He has a 4.0. That's a straight A average in his business major. 3.8 overall. So he's not going to make many mental mistakes, Brent.
Middleton, the slot receiver to the right. Stiegel outside on second down, play fake, throw in underneath, drop by Middleton, the slot man. They love that pattern where they drag that slot man across underneath the coverage. It's been there, and he's misfired once, and he's had a drop ball now.
Well, Sam Cowart, a 240-pound linebacker, was sitting right there. I could think he was close enough you could hear him breathing. Maybe that's the reason he dropped it. Well, he's played well today. Came in as the leading tackler with 51 tackles. Big man, runs a 4.6 40. Look at the neck on that guy, Brent. Bigger than yours.
It's third down and 8. Slot to the right.
Looked like they're going man. He's audibling.
Blitz. Incomplete.
I think he almost dropped the snap. It looked like he reached for the snap. I'm not too sure, but he came out and sort of grabbed it twice. Take a look, maybe not, but that can really break your concentration as a quarterback. He knew what he wanted to do, but if you don't get that snap clean, you can really screw you up. Right in the middle of your screen. That's Michael Cheever snapping it to him, number 53. Yeah, see, he almost dropped that football. He did a nice job of maintaining his poise and trying to locate the receiver downfield.
Davis 5 of 16 for 67 yards, but he's missed his last 8 passes for Georgia Tech.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Sergeyevna Onatop.
Onatop?
Onatop.
Bond is back.
I enjoy a spirited ride as much as the next girl. Who's that?
The next girl.
And things are starting to heat up.
One rises to meet a challenge.
United Artists brings you
No more foreplay.
GoldenEye, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, November 17th.
That's for my ex. That's for my overbearing boss. That's for the condescending bank teller. That's for that lousy waitress and crummy coffee. And this is for you.
The Chevy Camaro's 200 horsepower 3800 V6. Therapeutic, isn't it?
You're my agent. You have to do something about this. My face is on the cup with a duck. Well, I'm allergic to ducks.
Now at McDonald's, get a free Looney Place to Go cup when you supersize any extra value meal for just 39 cents more.
How'd I get on a McDonald's cup with Marino? I'm agent. I'm allergic to dolphins.
Some would say going 100,000 copies without an unscheduled service call is impressive. Sharp would say it's a beginning. Sharp. Call for your free interactive kit of copier solutions.
CFA College Football on ABC, brought to you by Chevrolet, the cars and trucks 36 million people depend on every day. Genuine Chevrolet. And Chili's Grill and Bar, where steak lovers go for great grilled steaks. 28-10, Florida State leading Georgia Tech, and Dee Feaster with that 64-yard beauty. Ready to return another one as Rodney Williams will be punting for Georgia Tech.
I'd recommend that Rodney gets that ball way up in the air. He's not getting it up there.
Fair catch at the 15-yard line. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, you know, it's tough to stop the lightning offense of Florida State University, but believe it or not, Georgia Tech may have come up with a way, because Florida State's coaching staff has complained to the officials. What Florida State is saying is Georgia Tech is using a hand signal of sorts from the sidelines. When the lightning offense is out there and Kanell is connecting, they're asking players to go down. And what's happening is like taking a dive in a boxing match. They go down, they have a timeout for an official's timeout for an injury. He goes off and then comes back in. Now, we've been watching it in the first half. There have been a couple of players that have come off, shaking it off, and been back out the next play.
That's an old pro
football trick that it came into Cincinnati. Here comes the fake end around. No. Fumble by Green. There was no fake there. He's down at the 7-yard line and lucky to still have possession.
I don't like reverses coming out of deep in your own territory.
Yeah, you know, they're going to get bored.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give them something new to keep their interest out there
on the practice field rather than just throw.
So we've got a 2nd and 17 as a result of that botched reverse. And now they toss it to the tailback who's coming around the left side. Warrick Dunn who's checked back in. Stewart there defensively.
Real good pursuit. These kids can run pretty good, Brent. Especially the linebackers. They get there quickly.
Yes, give out Warrick Dunn, Dick. Do you see NFL and his future with that great quickness?
Oh, definitely.
How about his size?
A little bit on the small side. A little weight training. He'll get a little bit stronger, but he's a player.
Think he'll stay in school next year or come on out and play professional?
I believe he'll stay.
That's a hard decision for a running back and his family to make. Let me tell you, that's not easy.
I know it is.
We like to throw out yes and no.
Yeah, it's too easy to say yes or no.
Exactly.
But, you know, in visiting with him, he's a serious student. He's talking about taking 17 credits. It's really tough. He's struggling right now. But he says he gets stronger academically as the year goes on through the semester, and he anticipates doing well through the end of the semester. But he's struggling right now. So a guy in computer science, serious about his education, is more apt to stay in school.
Well, now it is confirmed that Nebraska-Colorado will be one of the games we cover, and Georgia has also been added to our regional coverage down here next week. Now, speaking of Nebraska, let's go to John Saunders.
Brent, K-State had given up 45 points in 6 games this year, but a dose of reality today. Tommy Frazier, 32 yards to John Vedral, his 2nd touchdown of the game. 7 sacks as well for Nebraska, 42-6 in the 3rd quarter. UCLA and Stanford, we told you the Bruins came back and tied this one, but Mark Butterfield, 9 yards to Brian Manning, his 4th touchdown pass of the game. Stanford back on top, 28-21. Brent.
All right, John, thank you. And so Gator fans who have the week off will be able to watch the Gators and Georgia regional coverage down in the Southeast next week. 3rd down and long, and there's the inside handoff to the 16-yard line right now, and now it'll be 4th down and punting. And there is Florida's schedule. And of course, as you're well aware down in here, having scored 62 on Tennessee, going into LSU, into Auburn with wins, that so far has been a stronger schedule than Florida State, but it starts to weaken a little bit. Northern Illinois, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, and then the big one when the 2 meet in Gainesville.
That's a lousy punt, too. Gets it tucked away quickly.
Perelman.
Good coverage.
At the 47-yard line.
Florida State is allowing them to stay, you know, just in this ball game a little bit. Yes, they're down by 18, but they've had good field position twice now, Georgia Tech has, and they haven't done anything with it. Here they are starting out on the plus 48-yard line. That's a short field to play on.
Loyal supporters who travel down here from Atlanta. The Georgia Tech campus will be the site of the Olympic dormitory venue, all the countries. And the flag now comes down here. We've had a lot of yellow thrown in this game so far.
Dead ball foul. Ball start on the offense. 5 yards, repeat 1st down.
George O'Leary has developed a real good work habit amongst his players. You know, he said they wanted to win, but they didn't know how to win. So he's taught them to win through hard work. No easy way to win. Offensive coordinator there, Pat Watson.
16 penalties. in his football game. 1st and 15. Bowers, the running back, the fullback to the 49-yard line, and he's brought down by Bush.
See, when they run those traps, they've got to block the linebackers. You can block the down lineman, but that time, Darrell Bush, 44, he read the trap and filled it nicely. Here's 44 sitting right here. He reads the trap block and steps right up inside. The guard will pull, block. He steps right up in the hole, just like he's coached to do. Good coaching by the linebacker, Coach Ron Kanell.
Middleton slotted to the left. Stiegel is to the outside of him, and Zachary is the wide receiver for Georgia Tech to the right. Davis rolls left. Comes back in, complete to the 37-yard line that time. Stiegel is the receiver.
Johnny Davis showing a lot of poise, Brett, coming out of the play action, setting up. He's a real smooth athlete. He never looks like he's harassed or in a hurry. Even when there's pressure on him, he shows that kind of calmness about him. I'm impressed with the young man. He was a backup quarterback a year ago. 2 years ago, he was their starting quarterback. Threw 58% complete, but lost his job last year.
3rd and 1. Hammond switches now to free safety for the Seminoles in that defensive backfield. They press on 3rd and 1. Davis, broken play. Yeah. Davis is stopped short of the first down. So the play is busted, and now it is 4th down for Georgia Tech. And Coach O'Leary says we're going to kick.
You were right, Brent. I think something was screwed up on that one. They broke down. I don't know if it was snap count was too quick or whatever, or somebody was off, but Davis is talking to somebody there, but it was not executed properly. They didn't all come off the ball together. Reverse pivot. They wanted to run the fake option there, see, and back went the wrong way. See, everyone's going the wrong way. When two guys go one way and the quarterback goes the other way, normally that's the quarterback's fault.
So now Coach O'Leary does not want Florida State to play half a field, and this time Williams hangs one up in the air. It's going to be down inside the 5. They got to go into the end zone. They let it get out of their grasp. They had it down on the 2-yard line, and they couldn't keep it out of the end zone, and it'll come back out to the 20.
Well, that does prove that Williams can get the nose up. He really nailed that one. It went way up there. That should have been easy to keep inside. And ladies and gentlemen, coaches work on that all the time. You work on that technique of batting it back inside. And Williams had a chance to be a hero, and his teammates didn't help him get it done. They've been shut out here in this 3rd quarter.
Now Kanell. Riley was down on his knees at the 26-yard line. Monday night, Jeff Fahey stars as the Marshal on ABC's Action Monday, and then this week on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Bills will take on the Patriots. Certainly hope that Marv Levy is going to recover quickly and rejoin his football team. Here it's Danny Kanell, back in a hurry, incomplete over the middle, and that was defended by Mike Dee.
See, they're doing a real good job of taking the underneath patterns right now. They're playing an inside and an outside coverage on the guy that comes back to the inside, and they have no place to go with the short one. So he waited for the little deeper one, but didn't throw it accurately. Good coverage changeup by Georgia Tech.
Four rushmen for Georgia Tech. Dropped on the sideline, and that time it was Riley who would have had that ball out of the 36-yard line for a 1st down, but he cannot hang on. And now I go back to a decision some of you may have been wondering about, but Coach O'Leary understood that the Seminoles were not moving the ball in large chunks, and he elected to punt that ball, and he could have buried him down inside the 2-yard line. He still had about 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter and an entire 4th quarter. So some of you may have thought that was very conservative, but he understood the ebb and flow of this football game for the time being. Now they drive Perriman back to the 22-yard line, looking for an alley. He is out to the 37-yard line. I'm going to go back on something Coach Vermeil said, and that is the fact that Georgia Tech is hanging in the neighborhood here in the 2nd half. Let's remember they came in here as a 32-point underdog to the Seminoles. They're down by 18 now at 3:25. And a reminder that as soon as we finish, we'll be sending you into Atlanta for Game 1 of the World Series. Tonight, it's on ABC. Now, coming up to the line of scrimmage, Davis, who will attempt to get something going, Dick, offensively. They've got to light a fire. Toss. Rogers. Nothing doing. They spring him out, Coach.
You know, and sometimes the guy that makes the play right at the end is not the guy that really was the playmaker. The play broke down inside when the defensive end pushed the offensive tackle back and forced the play to keep going to the sideline. That was good defensive end play.
Dick, would you be doing anything different with Davis right now?
Well, I tell you this, on the rundowns, I think I would try to go deep, but not, you know, with the same situation, Zachary against Capers. I'd try to go somewhere else, either with my slot on a safety down in there, but they're not going to beat him 5 and 10 and 12 yards at a time. They've got to get a big play.
Second down and 8. Davis off a play fake, comes back high. Middleton's got it at the 48-yard line, and that could be a first down.
See Middleton in the slot running the flat pattern, the flanker back running the turn-in pattern. He has his choice and goes ahead and throws it to the flat man. Good read. If they don't jump in quickly, he gets him the ball quickly. Middleton moving to the flat. Runs it right, it'll come in right at us. Does a nice job of getting it up there. There was a curl in behind him. Good read by Donnie Davis.
Sean Key and Hammond are the two safeties. Hamlet tried it. He's back out again. Bainham, the tight end, the motion man. They run Bowers. They pop him for a couple of yards to the midfield to the 50-yard line.
You mentioned Grant Bainham, the tight end. You know, his dad was Craig Bainham and played professional football. Played at Georgia Tech first, played at Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears, and St. Louis, the National Football League. Here he is, outstanding student in mechanical engineering. Gets a nice job there. They run up inside him, and that movement by the tight end from one side of the formation to the other not only gives him momentum, but it loosens up the defense over there as they change the defense, as the strength changes.
4 defensive substitutions. Colsey and Hamlet are into that secondary now.
8-man front, he's audibling.
Davis on the short drop against it. He wanted Middleton, and Middleton was handled by Capers, who's having a great job on the corner. John Saunders.
Brent, 4 teams trying to reach the Rose Bowl in these two highlights. UCLA and Stanford here. Cade McNown, 28 yards to Todd McBride. Little spin move. He's into the end zone. They tie the game at 28 apiece. In the Big Ten, it's Penn State and Iowa. Following an interception, Cedric Shaw, 19 yards for the touchdown. And Iowa, still unbeaten this year, takes the lead over Penn State, 27-24. Brent.
A good one unfolding in Iowa City, John. Here it is, 3rd down. Big play for the Ramblin' Red. Oh, it's something. Got him.
What a great job by Darrell Bush. He blitzed inside. The back stepped up to pick him up. He went right over the top of him physically. Wow, that was a nice job by a fine young sophomore linebacker. He's coming right here. He comes right up. The back tries to pick him up. It's lunchtime. Here he comes. Crunch right over. He knocks him on his keister. Gets after the quarterback. Well done.
Ah, the old keister.
Could have been worse, knowing me.
Oh, really now? Rodney Williams back to punt for Georgia Tech. Oh, they hit him. There's the penalty flag. Now, if this is only a 5-yard penalty, it's not going to be a first down, but he got ripped into pretty good. Williams is running off the field like it's going to be the 15-yard variety to give him a first down. He's gone over to the sideline already.
Now, he was blocked into him, but the only way it would not be roughing the kicker, the only way it would not be roughing the kicker is if he was illegally blocked into him.
Roughing the kicker on the receiving team, play the down over.
Illegal procedure in roughing the kicker, play the down over.
So a big break for the Seminoles, and Williams trots back onto the field with Bobby Bowden getting an explanation from what in the world happened. What happened?
He's talking to Mickey Andrews, his defensive coordinator.
The Noles are being kept under wraps, and Nebraska remembers on a roll against a team that came in unbeaten. Now, you got to wonder a little bit about the pollsters here, because this second half has not been a Seminole explosion, and they have not played a tough schedule so far.
It's a return ball.
Feaster's coming to the left now. They force him back to the middle, and he is tackled. Brant Bainham, the tight end, was able to get down on coverage on that special teams. And now we'll see what happens with the Seminoles. Dick, this offense has sputtered here in the second half so far.
It has, and they really haven't changed up their defensive scheme that much. I have recognized some inside outside coverage on the slot man that's given them some trouble. But other than that, I haven't noticed any drastic change in their front.
Well, one thing, Dick, is that they've really gone after him with a four-man rush, and they have left the coverage men back on the outside. They seem to think they can get in there with some pressure.
He's audibling now against, see, now they're back into almost an 8-man front. There's definitely 7 men in the box.
And they've got it red. It was simply Dunn's great talent. He was able to outrun them. They saw the run coming, as you said, and he got around.
Yeah, see, when you're talented, you make an offensive coach look a lot smarter. He wanted to run to the left. Actually, normally they would not run the ball at all in that situation. They would throw it because they had a lot of defenders. Hold it right there. You'll see 4 defenders here and 3 standing up. Normally, they throw. This time they start here. Good running ability. He cuts it all the way back.
Slot to the left, and the toss now is to Dunn, who's coming around in that direction. And he has met at the 46-yard line of Georgia Tech. Stewart was there along with a host of his teammates.
Stop is made by number 24.
This Georgia Tech is a pretty good tackling football team. You know, you never seen them break too many tackles.
Coming down to the last minute here in the third quarter. And the Noles would like to finish a drive here in this quarter before it comes to an end.
They're really lining up to stop the run right now with that defensive scheme. He should throw.
He will do just that. Down over the middle, incomplete, and the penalty flag is going to be called. D is there. They were working on Harrell and interference.
That ball was not catchable. Sometimes you can get away with that.
On the defense.
It's on Mike D, the safety. George is questioning whether that ball could be caught. Boy, it was way over his head. Michael D, a junior. They only have 2 seniors starting on the defense. Let's take a look and see if that could have been caught.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even. First of all, he gets slowed up when he gets hit.
Yeah.
Now Kanell rolling to the right, firing complete to Cooper, and Cooper to the 25-yard line, very close to a first down.
Mark Rick, the offensive coordinator who calls the plays, did a good job that time. That's one of the few times we see Danny Kanell roll out and throw the ball. He's been in the shotgun, and when he's thrown right from in the pocket, then he's come off play action and thrown from the pocket. This time he changes up and gets him out on the corner. Andre Cooper having a big career day.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Whistle for the snap. There was still 6 seconds left on that clock down there. But the quarter had run out, even though there was 6 on the game, on the 25-second clock. But the third quarter has come to an end, and Florida State is held scoreless. It is still 21-10. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
In the middle of my workday, I don't do power lunches. I do power lifts. And when you work out this hard, you better use a deodorant that works hard too. That's why I use Speed Stick. It gives me 110% protection that lasts all day. And fortunately, all night. Because while I may not have time for lunches, I always manage to find some time for dinner.
Speed Stick, like you, it never quits. And try new Speed Stick Clear for clear protection that never quits.
5 minutes.
A date on the calendar. Monthly exams. The beat of a heart. a glimpse into the future. All the pieces that add up to a large dose of caring and concern from a pioneer in managed health care. Because babies need to be taken care of well before they're born. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the Rock.
2 new Beatles songs. The most anticipated event in 30 years. An event no one thought would ever happen. The Beatles Anthology, November 19th.
We've helped you build a future.
Without a good window remodeling plan, anybody can get in a little too deep. Before you remodel, plan ahead at your Anderson Window Center store, where we'll guide you through everything, from replacing windows to putting in patio doors. At Anderson Window Centers, we help create all the home you want to come home to.
Your Anderson Window Center is Taylor Window and Door Company, 720 Capitol Circle Northeast.
The doors of America's small businesses are opening to the new technology of Xerox products. From easy-to-use, highly productive copiers to the latest multifunction products, plus the Xerox Majestic Digital Color Copiers. This wide choice of Xerox products all come with the Xerox Total Satisfaction Guarantee. Get them for your business. Open this door.
Capital Business Systems, your authorized Xerox sales agent. Call 385-1772.
This is Tallahassee's News Channel 27.
Still cannot beat Notre Dame. And that streak continues. It is one of the more amazing in college football. I believe you have to go back to the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken, the last time that Southern Cal was able to beat Notre Dame. They fall out of it now. And here, the Seminoles are attempting to finish off this drive. They've gotten to the 25-yard line, and they pound right ahead. It was 2nd and short. And Dick, how about our numbers here?
Well, they've changed a little bit here in the third quarter. Georgia Tech has gained a little bit more in time of possession, but the difference is they didn't get anything out of the turnovers, Brent. Florida State has turned it over twice, and you see right here, no points. And if they're going to upset a good football team, they've got to do something when they get those kind of an advantage.
Dick, here is 3rd and short. Florida State is stopped, so it has been a gutty defensive effort by Georgia Tech here so far.
They're very, very sound in what they do.
Fake the Pooh Bear. Kanell is going to get hit. It is 4th down and long, as Ferguson was not fooled, but neither was the official with the yellow. And he has thrown the penalty flag again.
Danny Kanell darn near dropped the snap coming. It was going to be a naked out backside. He's going to fake the toss, but he almost drops the ball there. See, look at, he barely has it. And he's getting out there now. I kind of believe this is a called play. Maybe he was supposed to toss it and never had possession, or maybe he was supposed to fake the toss and come out backside. I don't know, but he never had good control.
But they get the call. The 5-yard penalty goes against Georgia Tech, and so it is a 1st down, Florida State. John Saunders.
Brent, UCLA and Stanford, quite a game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, quite a running back. 9 yards on this touchdown play, his 3rd of the game. He has 191 yards, and UCLA has the lead. Brent.
Next, I'll go to John for a Jamal Wilkes update. Now the Seminoles with a 1st down inside the 20-yard line. Kanell on that 3-step drop. It's Riley, and Riley is down at the 14-yard line. You know, Dick, you mentioned that they tackled. Not only that, Georgia Tech hits and hits hard defensively.
Yes, they do. I think the defensive staff is going to be pleased overall with the performance. Brian Baker, who coordinates and coaches the outside linebackers. Dave Huxtable coaches the inside linebackers. Larry New, the defensive line. And John Anslin coaches the secondary. Good job of coaching.
2nd down and 4. Dunn flares. Got him. He'll outrun the big defensive lineman. And this is 1st and goal for the Noles.
Say they bring pressure inside with backers, and they drop the defensive lineman out to cover for that. If he doesn't get a good jump on it, he's never going to get there. And as you said, Jermaine Miles, number 95, couldn't get there.
Delly checks in as a wide receiver for the Noles. And again, going without the huddle, this fast break offense, which has been held under check pretty much in the second half. They're scoreless, remember, the third quarter, the first quarter this year that they have been held without any points. Now Kanell, right side, gets it this time for the touchdown. E.G. Green with the Noles touchdown.
These receivers touchdown passes. See, that's the disadvantage of going a zone down deep in there, and you have to do it. You can't stay man all the time. But in the slot there, he comes underneath. See, he comes back underneath 19. He sets up, pauses, waits, and he gets underneath the zone coverage right there, and he gets into the touchdown. He's fighting, though. He's got a battle.
Bentley hits the extra point. Kanell with another touchdown pass.
At Chevrolet, we're not just out here winning. We're testing suspensions, developing more powerful engines, and learning more about aerodynamics. Because if you want to bring more race-winning technology to the street than any other car company, sometimes you have to work weekends. That's genuine Chevrolet.
It's just not Chili's till you light up the grill, and that means steaks, like our new Solano strip steak and new steak pico, smothered with onions, bell peppers, and 2 kinds of cheese. So round up the gang and herd them on down to Chili's. Chili's grills like no place else.
This is a document in the digital office where you capture ideas and share them effortlessly. Whether they're on paper or on your screen, this is the space where Xerox works, giving you a simpler way to do good work.
Well, there's the schedule for college football. Next Saturday, Nebraska, Colorado, USC plays Washington, Florida, Georgia, Minnesota, Michigan. So consult your local listings and don't forget pay-per-view next Saturday here on ABC. Right now it's 35-10. Florida State leading Georgia Tech. And Bentley is set to kick it off.
Great kick.
Rogers will take a knee. Well, Danny Kanell is having quite a career here at Florida State. 3 more touchdown passes, and so now he has 28 for his career. If you're wondering about the record here, Gary Huff later went on to play in the National Football League, lead it up with 52 touchdown passes here at Tallahassee for the Seminoles. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, you were talking about Danny Kanell and what a great career he's had. Well, you know, you also said how his dad was an orthopedic surgeon for the Miami Dolphins. After this play, we'll tell you where he was before that.
Johnny Davis hands it off to Rogers, who is stood up.
Good. Hey, Jack. Brent, you remember that Yankees-Mariners series we did a couple of weeks ago for the playoffs? Well, Dr. Dan Kanell was also an orthopedic surgeon for the New York Yankees back when young Danny was starting out in T-ball. So, as any good father would do, he went out to try and get a good tutor for young Danny in T-ball. So he went to the Yankees. You know who he got? How about Mr. October, Reggie Jackson?
Well, that's not too bad.
Not bad at all.
I think he could hit a little bit, couldn't he? Not a T-ball, though.
Second down and 10. Rogers for a yard. Nice defense. And that was Pittman who brought him down. John Saunders.
Brent, well, another team falls from the ranks of the unbeaten USC against Notre Dame. Mark Edwards, good run here, 9 yards. 17 carries, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. The Irish blow them out. Brent.
You know, that really surprises me. I thought SC was a better football team. I know that Notre Dame doesn't have the players that they've had in the past. So you got to give Lou Holtz and his coaching staff real credit for doing a great job.
Georgia Tech players shake it up, so we'll take a break with 12:06 to go. It's 35-10 Florida State.
Hey, sports fans. Hitachi Ultravision destroys the myth that there's nothing like the real thing. So get real with Hitachi and let the games begin. Hello, movie mavens. With its ultra-clear, ultra-bright, ultra-sharp picture, Hitachi Ultravision asks, who's real? To anyone who's ever guessed who done it. I just love surprise endings, don't you? Ultravision Home Theater. TVs, VCRs, camcorders. Only from Hitachi.
From the people who invented insulation comes a new invention.
Owens Corning's Miraflex insulation is totally unprecedented. Not only is it ultra-compacted for a user-friendly handling quotient, but Miraflex, a bi-component fiber with a random twist, provides a virtually itch-free surface environment, which means it's as soft as a baby's bottom.
For a free sample of Miraflex fiber, call 1-800-GET-PINK.
Come on along and head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer.
Which hotel has the right rates and the right rooms for business travelers? Last year, 14 million people found the answer. Ramada.
So that's next. Game 1 of the World Series in Atlanta. Indians and the Braves. Who will it be? Cleveland or Atlanta? Those two games are in Atlanta. The crowd cheering here in the background. They hear the Notre Dame final. And another unbeaten falls by the wayside. And Danny Kanell, 290 yards today. 3 more touchdown passes. And he moves on up the ladder. 3rd down. Florida State recovers.
They changed up the defense. They came after him. Todd Riebel, the outside linebacker, down, came after him aggressively, flushed him and knocked him down at the same time, stripped him of the football, going the other way. 48, middle of your screen, Todd Riebel, outside linebacker. Here he comes. Not a good job of blocking him right there. He just keeps right on coming, strips him of the football. Here comes Andre Wadsworth right there, 85, and he engulfs it. Boy, you don't want to turn the ball over on these guys down in this field position.
Dunn bringing the end around, and this is Riley coming to the right side. Slips the tackler, and he is out of bounds at the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
They got the screen blocking wall out there. Number 77, Jesus Hernandez, was out there to block. He didn't do anything, but what he did is he stretched the defense, and he just turned up inside him. Again, talented people with speed. Indoor track champion, NCAA champion. You give him the football, a little room, he's going to move it.
Kanell, 3 touchdown passes already. It is career record, right? He now has 49. He's only 3 behind Gary Huff. This is done to the 3-yard line. Brooking there defensively.
What's amazing about Kanell and throwing touchdowns is his ratio of touchdowns per pass attempt is way much better than the normal #1 quarterback in the country.
You know, Dick, he's already had 7 300-yard passing days coming into this game. That tied him with Peter Tom Willis and Charlie Ward.
Charlie who?
I think they can forget. You bet. Abdullah checks in at that fullback spot, and Williams is out right now. Kanell looks for 4 on the day. Cooper's got it for him, and now he's within 2 of Gary Huff's school record.
And Perriman's saying that he pushed off, and he did get a hand on him. He audible to that, but Perriman's complaining that he gave me a little shove and didn't allow me to have a fair shot at the ball. That was inaudible. He looked up there, saw the corner playing inside tight to the top left-hand side of your screen. He just lays it up. There's a little push with the right hand. See it right there, and he rolled off him. The official didn't call it, but technically, that's not legal.
Bentley. Perfect on those extra points.
He gets enough practice.
That's his problem. He's got a tired leg. It's 42-10, and suddenly they lead by 32.
It is said he is to computer software what Thomas Edison is to the light bulb. The software Bill Gates developed runs 2/3 of the computers in the world. And on the day he turned 36, his company, Microsoft, was bigger than Xerox, Kodak, and McDonald's. Where in today's world do you find companies capable of such astonishing growth? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
These days, it seems we have more and more on our minds, which means we have more and more to forget about. Hey, we could all use a car like Chevy Cavalier. If you're low on oil, it reminds you. If you leave your dome light on, it remembers to turn it off. Heck, even if you forget to lock your doors, you're still protected by its theft deterrent system. We've all got enough on our minds. We need a car we can trust and forget about. That's genuine Chevrolet.
How much closer are our precision heads? Our innovative lift and cut system? How much better is the latest Norelco? In a word, we've never brought you closer. The Norelco Razor, our closest shave ever.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles, feels fresh.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
That's a wonderful wide receivers.
Oh, boy.
This school. Kes McCorvey was here last year. Go way back to Belitnikov, fellows like that. And Cooper's a dandy. And when you got Kanell thrown to you for the other end today, Cooper's caught 10 passes for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 of Kanell's 4 touchdown passes on the day. And here is that low bouncing kickoff. Rogers bobbles, picks it back up at the 8-yard line now. He's not going past the 15. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, if you watch that touchdown catch by Andre Cooper, you'd think that maybe it would look more like he was trying to grab a rebound. Because what they did is Kanell dropped back. He put the ball in the air, and Andre Cooper went up, got his arms above his head and grabbed the ball. Now, that's one of the things that comes from him playing basketball. Coach Bobby Bowden, he played basketball here at Florida State his freshman year, decided against continuing to concentrate on football. But Bobby Bowden went to him and said, look, Andre, you've got to get your hands above your head in important catch situations. And he said, look, the best way I can explain to you is play above the rim. He did that time.
He played above the rim. You're right. First down. Put it into Rogers. This is Philip Rogers. John Saunders.
Brent, Penn State and Iowa. Watch this perfect touch pass. Wally Richardson, 13 yards in the stretch and grab by Bobby Ingram. 26 on his career. He's now the career leader at Penn State, 34-27. Brent.
Could be a mighty big one coming up in a few weeks between Penn State and Northwestern, John. Circle that one on your calendar. It could be Rose Bowl day for the Wildcats. Second down and 3. First down. Rogers to the 26-yard line.
Philip Rogers.
They did a good job with that double wing set. They hadn't used that coming into the ball game, but Chris Myers is a tight end, and he was 2 tight ends, so you'll see over here to the left, 1 tight end to block here, the other to reach here, and that gives him the soft corner to get out and make that first down. See him right there, Chris Myers going out, turns him back. There's the hole back up to the inside.
First down and 10, inside of 10 minutes to go. We're moving up on the hour here, 6:45. Davis, complete to Zachary. And Zachary very close to another first down for Georgia Tech. If you're wondering why this game has gone on so long, there are a couple of reasons. Obviously, Florida State keeps the ball in the air. But the umpires who might have to hold up that first pitch for a few minutes up there in Atlanta, the referees down here have thrown more yellow flags than we've seen. I know the fellas are getting ready for the first game of the World Series. They get a kick out of it.
Yeah, well, they don't.
I like to see those referees second guessing instead of themselves.
You don't need a lot of warm up to play baseball.
Oh, come on.
Just let them.
I knew you were going to lob one out there at the game of rounders.
He set me up for that.
Ooh. Rogers to the 41-yard line on first down.
Nice little quick trap. We got a man down there. That was a quick trap right up inside.
Injured player down at the 31-yard line. And that is Salage. Kenny Salage, the guard, is shaken up on that play and down.
He's a sophomore. Armonk, New York. He's the puller and trapper. He blocked with his shoulder pad, or at least it appeared to from here, and he might have pinched a nerve.
There's the lineup for next Saturday. Nebraska, Colorado now. Becomes a big game with Nebraska's win today. Colorado with another explosive day offensively. USC will lick its wounds into Seattle. Let's see if I don't, if I remember correctly, the Huskies, even though it has not been a great year for them, they're still very much in the chase for the Rose Bowl because they're eligible this year. That team's not out of that.
And they're both undefeated in the Pac-10, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. In fact, I would want to do that.
Love the way you love it. It's wonderful.
A lot of good it does.
I will. I'll call you from the Tour Championship down in Southern Hills. I'm going to go golfing next week, Coach. Okay.
Work on your backswing a little bit. Slow it down. Ken Salage coming out. Training staff there. Randall Woodson. These kids get extra special care from their trainers. Looked like he kind of dinged that left shoulder a little bit.
Minutes and 9 seconds to go.
You know, they're doing a good job with some of this passing stuff, but they've yet to take Derek Stiegel, probably the fastest man on their football team, and send him deep over there against the one-on-one coverage to the right side of the field. They have not done it.
On 2nd and 6 now. Davis is slammed at the 32-yard line, and Reinhard Wilson.
He was the leading sacker in the ACC last year, and he didn't start. He was a backup player. Here he's starting, and he gets his 7th or 8th sack of the season right now. They just couldn't keep. He's a relentless guy. He just keeps coming there. And Jason Dukes was on him, but he was forced to hold the football, and therefore it gave him time to get there.
Lake City, Florida. Right down I-10. On the way to Jacksonville from Tallahassee, running into his hometown. 3rd down. Davis in trouble. On the move. Got an open man. Incomplete on the far side, and that was Derek Stiegel. There's also a penalty flag, which was thrown by the referee back around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, sir. On the defense.
So roughing the passer is the call.
You don't see that call very often when the quarterback is outside the pocket running to throw the football. George O'Leary looking. Naturally, he agrees with that one. This guy's going to really do a good job at Georgia Tech. He'll bring them back. You think this football team only won 1 game last year. 1 in 10. Here they played competitively for 3 quarters.
This school won a share of a national championship back in 1990 under Bobby Ross. And then 4 years later, they had slipped to 1 in 10, and now Coach O'Leary,
and, you know, he was
brought in to restore this team.
Well, he was on that staff, right? The defensive coordinator. Then he went to the Chargers and coached the defensive line there for a couple of years. Excellent football coach. And great with the kids. Very demanding. Very demanding. But he gets it from them.
Dexter Stallworth into the game for Georgia Tech. So there'll be some changes this week. Certainly SC going to take a fall. Florida is idle. Stallworth, who is the holder on extra points, is now running the Georgia Tech team. In at quarterback. The toss to Rogers. Rogers behind Bowers to the 48-yard line.
Good job by the tight end in motion, getting the hook block, but they just couldn't cut the defense inside. The linebackers just got there. Good pursuit. Stallworth has played in 4 games this year. He's actually the 3rd quarterback. 2nd quarterback, Brandon Shaw, came in, and he wasn't able to practice all week because he had a hamstring problem. So obviously not ready to go in, so they put in their 3rd guy.
On 3rd down, Florida State reinserts its starting defensive unit against Stallworth. Here's the toss to Rogers, and he is short of the 1st down by some 3 yards.
Mickey Andrews did a good job on that defensively, the coordinator for Florida State. He changed up the defense and went to a 3-man defensive line and then played 5 guys underneath with a 3 deep. Tough to throw against it, and that obviously right there, tough to run against it.
Well, now with 6:18 to go, I'm somewhat surprised at the appearance of the punter, but let's see if he's got a little run option in here. Florida State looking at it with a regular defensive alignment.
Right.
And he goes ahead and punts it anyway on a big hop, and Florida State will simply let it roll dead at the 15-yard line. So 5:55 to go. Florida State will be intent to come on out and run out the clock.
As a new parent, my hours can be pretty unpredictable. I think a lot of the young parents that come into my office and talk about life insurance have a lot of the same needs, and they've gone through a lot of the same things that I've gone through. They're really looking for somebody to tell them about life insurance, to talk to somebody they trust. When people leave my office, I think they feel that, hey, this guy doesn't just know about life insurance, he knows about life, too.
Baker comes up with incredible new pretzel. Doesn't have any customers. Doesn't know how to reach them. Here's that post office has some very smart solutions. Calls for business kits. Baker finds ad mail can target pretzel lovers. Doesn't cost much. Gets his message across. Baker gets orders. Sends them parcel post. Customers are impressed. Baker gets more orders. Pretzels are a hit. Baker makes millions. Now he's the one getting baked. For information, call 1-800-USPS.
Making ideas a reality. It's how you ended up with your own business in the first place. And it's why Hewlett-Packard has introduced the fast, reliable, affordable HP LaserJet 5L and the colorful HP DeskJet 850 series with a real-life imaging system. Dependable, professional Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. HP printers. Just what you had in mind.
CFA College Football on ABC, brought to you by Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. Duracell batteries you can't top. The copper top. Chevrolet, the cars and trucks 36 million folks depend on every day. Genuine Chevrolet. And Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. With Dick Vermeil and Jack Arute, I'm Brent Musburger. After a scoreless 3rd quarter, the first this year for Florida State, the Seminoles have been rocking here in the 4th quarter with a couple of quick touchdowns. They now lead Georgia Tech, which has been scoreless this half, 42-10. Dee Feaster checks in as the running back. Danny Kanell arches one out. Green's got it. If he stays on his feet, this could be a Seminole touchdown. And a pulled hamstring at the other end, but there's also a penalty flag. And Danny Kanell is shaking his head. It's holding. This one's coming back. An 85-yarder bringing on back. And how is Green's hamstring down here in the other end zone?
He gave him a little corner move, then went to the post, and he just beat him soundly. E.G. Green pulls a hamstring. Just straight drop back pass out of the ice. See if we can find the holding. I think they're going to call the holding penalty on Melvin Pearsall, the tight end, up on top of the screen. But boy, was this young man wide open.
You know why? You know what? With Bobby Bowden was down there on the sideline, I had him with the pencil and paper out. I think he was sending O'Leary that note apologizing for running the score up. I think he was going to give it to him before he left. But you know, the polls being the polls, the way this ridiculous system works, bingo.
Holding on the offense, half the distance to the goal, repeats down.
The way Pearsall is shaking his head, it must have been on him.
Don't you dislike a political process? Don't you wish that they settled this like they do every other sporting event in the world on the field? Instead of trying to impress folks with the number of points you're putting up on the scoreboard, it's 42-10 and you go 85 yards, but your starting quarterback's still on the field. Oh, thrown out of his end zone.
Nice play. Good read all the way defensively. That's Jesse Carpenter, the freshman linebacker.
So UCLA 42-28 over Stanford. Toss to Feaster. Out to the 10-yard line. Another yellow flag in the way they're indicating we've got another face mask. I think we've had 4 or 5 already today.
Yeah.
Face mask on the defense, 5 yards on the end of the run.
Georgia's had a number of those penalties go against them today.
Dick, I'm sort of surprised that he punted the ball away the last time.
Well, I just think, you know, that he's already beaten and he didn't want to make it any worse, and they left their first-string defense on there, and they still have to move the ball to make the first down, you know. It's a pulled hamstring. I'm actually surprised, though, we haven't seen Thad Busby come in, the backup quarterback, because he's a dandy himself, and it would be a good time to get him some experience.
Down at the 24-yard line, and that is Dugans.
And he's a true freshman right here from the city of Tallahassee, and again, another great athlete, a state triple jump champion. You know, these guys.
Now, the reason why this is happening now is Danny Kanell broke the record for completions. It was 40, and that was set last year in a game we did against Florida. So he has done that now, and he is off the field, and Thad Busby steps in. So that is why Danny Kanell was playing that series. That was for record-writing purposes only.
Now he's only 34 completions away from the school record for completions in a career. So, I mean, he's doing an outstanding job, and that would be breaking Charlie Ward's record. So, you know, he's a talented young man. There's a talented young man right there in the middle of your screen, and he is a true freshman.
He is really a fine young man and quarterback. You cannot say enough about the progress he has shown and how he has turned it around. A delight to be around.
And Bobby Bowden told me he would have loved to have been able to redshirt him. He should have another year. He is a true senior, going to graduate on time, and he'll be playing on Sundays a year from now. But normally he would have another year of eligibility here. But due to the injury situation, his freshman year, they had to play him.
So Sean Liss trots onto the field here on 4th and 1 with 3:55 to go.
Harvey Middleton, he's for Georgia Tech.
And Harvey Middleton, the wide receiver, will return this one. Perryman, their normal punt returner. The World Series, Game 1, due to come your way next year on ABC. Greg Maddox and Oral Hershiser. What a great punt. Bobbled by Middleton. Squeezed about 6 yards out of the return to the 36-yard line. Well, Danny Kanell, he certainly is in the running for all the quarterback honors which are handed out. And I would say that with the glossy numbers that he put up for Coach Bowden today, he has vaulted into the picture in the argument over the Heisman Trophy. As you know, there's not a runaway statistical candidate this year in the running back department. Both he and his teammate Dunn, of course, would be considered candidates down here. Werfel across the way at Gainesville. A lot of very deserving young men. Dexter Stallworth is in right now, and Georgia Tech will bring the fullback right straight ahead to the 38-yard line, and we're down to 3:30 as we run the clock out here in Tallahassee. And the Seminoles of Florida State will stay unbeaten, but perhaps the more amazing part of their unbeaten record is the fact that they have not yet lost a single game within the ACC since they joined the conference several years ago. They will go on the road in November to both Virginia and North Carolina. And then, of course, the big one will come Thanksgiving weekend when they play Florida over at Gainesville. On 2nd and 9, Stallworth fires to midfield, and it is complete, so it will be first down at 2:55. And a reminder that coming up next on ABC is Game 1 of the World Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Atlanta Braves. We're here in Tallahassee with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. No question about the winner. Florida State leads it right now by 32 points. It's 42-10 over Georgia Tech in the white jerseys. And Georgia Tech now content to just run the clock out here, running at 2.5 minutes. Their backup quarterback is on the field. And they run the toss play to Rogers. And Rogers is down at the 45-yard line. Harold Battles, number 26, into his on. Dick, in the last 2:20 here, as we wrap this one up, you and I have seen Ohio State on several occasions. We watched Florida State last year against Florida twice. What's your feeling about Florida State and Ohio State? I know it's difficult to compare off only one game, but how would you compare these two teams?
Well, I think there are more athletes on the field in front of us right now. Totally, 22 starters, offense and defense. You're going to have to give the edge to Florida State. They've got a lot of fine athletes on defense, and these athletes on defense haven't really been challenged a lot yet this year, Brent. And I think sometimes you don't become a good defensive football team until you've been challenged for 4 quarters and had to get in the pits and really root and play. And Bobby Bowden's concern, I think, is a good concern because they're liable to get into real tough games and not have been exposed to some.
That was Guba, and of course you're a big fan of Spurrier's passing attack over at Gainesville.
Oh, no, nobody does it any better. And it's a different attack, and nobody can coach his passing attack. Only Spurrier can, and he just does a great job.
But your feeling about the losers here today, Georgia Tech, I want to go back. You think that Coach O'Leary has taken a step in the right direction of that program?
Oh, no question. I think he's done an excellent job, and I think it's a credit to his entire coaching staff. These people will win in the future.
Open receiver, and there's a penalty flag thrown as it's out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
They'll win some more games this year as well. You know, they've already played and lost to Virginia, and they're a much better team today than they were when they played Virginia.
Omar Cassidy, the receiver, and one more time. Let's hear still another penalty.
By the receiving team. Ball pass went out of bounds. Lost them down.
So that's according to rule. Disappointed young men, but they've got a couple of good victories under their belt and something to build on here this afternoon. Final minute coming up. Straight down the middle, and beautiful coverage. Nice coverage that time by Samari Roll. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, you'd think that probably if you watch Florida State and Nebraska and the way they run the scores up, you'd think the highest scoring game, the highest margin of victory would belong maybe to one of those teams. Wrong. Goes all the way back to this weekend, back in 1916, where a team from Cumberland, Tennessee came into Atlanta, Georgia, and decided to play John Heisman's team. You know what the score was with that Georgia Tech Cumberland game? How about 222 to nothing?
Thank you, Jack.
You think we should count that one, Jack?
One thing, Dick, I know you joined me. A good friend of ours who has left the athletic department here at Florida State, Wayne Hogan. He was the interim athletic director. He's the new athletic director out at the University of Montana. He and his lovely wife will travel out to Missoula, Montana, a lovely spot in the western part of the state for the next couple of weeks, and we wish Wayne a lot of luck. We've always been treated very well down here at Tallahassee when we come in to do Florida State games. It's a class operation down here. Certainly no question about a great football team, and now they've got a stadium that's going to go along with the program, and Coach O'Leary will take the Ramblin' Wreck back to Atlanta and get ready for what's still ahead on the ACC schedule. Not out of the running for a bowl game when you think about it. That's still very much up in the air. So our genuine Chevrolet most valuable players of this game from Georgia Tech, Nathan Perryman, who did a good job there on the corner. Danny Kanell from Florida State, and it's celebrating its 25th year of NCAA sponsorship. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. A reminder still coming up now. It's game one of the World Series. Who will it be, the Atlanta Braves or the Cleveland Indians? It has been the Braves' decade when you think about it, but they still don't have a World Series victory to show for it. That's all that has eluded them. For the Cleveland Indians, it's been a wonderful season so far. 100 victories. They wiped out Boston. They hung tough against Seattle, won Game 6 out on the West Coast. And now it will be Oral Hershiser for the Tribe against Greg Maddox of the Braves. And that's coming up next here on ABC. Game one of the World Series as the Seminoles wrap it up by 32 points, 42 to 10 for Jack Arute and Dick Vermeil. I'm Brett Musburger. So long, everybody. Enjoy the World Series on ABC.
Want to help a child in need?
We'll watch Virginia and Maryland. We'll be switching there to College Park with Steve Martin and Bill Dooley in just a moment. Let's run down our ACC schedule today. Still plenty of football excitement left. Next